It is a crazy time of year for game releases and game announcements, and the amount of different trailers and announcements we had to sort through in order to make this video was kind of ridiculous, but I hope it is worth it to you guys as we cover all of the new multiplayer games that came out this month, as well as everything we have to look forward to next month. Let's dive in. On June 1st, TailQuest Defense was released, and I know what you're thinking. Another cat game? Honestly, me too. It seems like cat games are just popping off recently. Little City Big Kitty, Stray, all of these different cat games, there's just so many to go on and on about, and I don't really know how many of them are actually quality games. But anyway, this is a tower defense game, which is a genre that, while I honestly have not played very many, I seem to have a fondness for them. This one comes in some cutesy packaging that seemed to blend together a little too much for me, but if it was on anything other than PC, we would definitely be trying to get our hands on it. On the 7th, Toodee and Topdee found its way onto PlayStation and Xbox. This game was already available on PC and Switch, but for those of you who missed it, we wanted to throw it on here to give you a chance to check it out because it is a fun little puzzle game that we had a lot of fun playing on our Switch together. It even has a demo you can try on PlayStation. This game has you working together to swap back and forth between a 2D and top-down perspective to help you solve puzzles. As a cooperative game, it is a little bit slower because you do kind of have to take turns, one person playing as 2D and the other as Topdee, but it still was a lot of fun in our heads, so maybe you'll enjoy it too. If you're interested in the upcoming Pikmin 4 game, you may also like to know that the newly ported Pikmin 2 game comes with a multiplayer mode. It seems to be a separate sort of challenge mode that you can play together and not the full campaign, but if you were thinking of playing through the whole series, it's a nice added benefit. Speaking of retro-like games, Alice Sisters is a cute little platformer that just released on all consoles and has you either swapping between two sisters with different abilities or playing cooperatively. This is a pretty simple old school platformer with 28 levels and 4 worlds to explore. Each of the sisters has their own abilities, one of them changing size by hopping on mushrooms, and the other the ability to throw balls at blocks to break them or repel enemies. It is simple, but it will also only run you $6, so do with that what you will. The last game this month released today, and that is Everybody Won to Switch. This is a party game filled with a bunch of different mini games to play with your friends. The games are simplistic and some use a lot of motion controls, while others are similar to some Jackbox party-like games. The coolest thing about this, however, is that it supports 2 to 8 players using only Joy-Cons, or 2 to 100 players using their smartphones. I don't even think I know 100 different people, but maybe it would be a fun thing to do on like a live stream with you guys, so I don't know how well it would work, but let us know if you're interested in that. While that is all of the June releases we'll cover in this video, we did cover a couple in our last multiplayer minute, so you can check that out if you're curious what else released this month. However, it is now time to look forward to the future and see what lays in stock for July. Coming on July 13th, we have Manic Mechanics. This looks to be an Overcooked-like game that has you repairing all sorts of different vehicles. The concept seems very similar to Speed Crew, which released in June. But if I'm being honest, this one does look a little more enjoyable to me, though I'm basing that all off of a 38-second trailer, so who knows, I could be wrong. You and up to 3 friends will work together to repair machines while getting zapped, trampled by cows, or any other assortment of unfortunate scenarios. There was also a little driving shown in the trailer, which I think is part of what had me a little more excited, as Speed Crew only had you repairing things and not driving any vehicles. Another very exciting game comes to Switch and PC on the 18th of July. Ember Knights is one of the most charming games we have seen in a while. Seriously, every time I look at this game, I just feel a compelling urge to play it. This action roguelite has been in early access on Steam for a while. While we had a difficult time with it because we are notoriously bad at roguelites, it is a ton of fun and has over 2,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. You play as fiery characters and work together to progress through levels, fighting tough monsters, and gaining new abilities. The gameplay loop is like any other roguelite, but it's got charm coming out its ears. Now, the 27th and the 28th are both really busy days for multiplayer games, as they each have 2 releasing on them. On the 27th, we will see Pixel Junk Scrappers Deluxe, a very stylistically interesting beat 'em up centered around waste management, come to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and PC. The fact that this is a deluxe edition implies that it's not new. However, as far as I can tell, it was only available through the Apple Arcade subscription, so it may be new to most of you. It supports up to 4 players locally or online, and will have crossplay, which we love to see. In addition to the classic beat 'em up levels, there will also be some additional minigames that you can play against your friends in. Also on the 27th, another beat 'em up, Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons. This one sticks much more to that retro arcade style. You can play with 2 people and swap between 13 different characters. The description also calls this a beat 'em up with roguelike elements, featuring purchasable upgrades for each character at the end of each mission, and levels that adjust their difficulty depending on the order you play in. I don't know how you guys are going to decide between these 2 beat 'em ups coming on the 27th, but do let us know which one you want to pick up in the comments. Now, on the 28th, we will see the long-awaited release of Pikmin 4. We never got into the Pikmin games, but do know that Classic Co-op has high praise for Pikmin 3's co-op campaign. So we had high hopes for the co-op in this one, however, they were dashed, as it seems to be player 2 will be limited to a pointer on the screen that will be able to throw pebbles at enemies to stun them and use a couple items from your inventory. This was so incredibly disappointing to hear from me. It continues to astound me how Nintendo can make some of the best and the worst couch co-op games on the market. At least I'm anticipating that the co-op in this one will be severely underwhelming. Hopefully the next game will make up for this somewhat disappointing release. However, Disney Illusion Island comes out the same day and looks like a really fun platformer if geared a little bit more to their younger Disney audience. Though I can tell you this is definitely one we will be picking up because McKay will get a kick out of watching us play as Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald. And yeah, I'll be playing as Donald. That's just about all of the games we know about coming in July, but let us know what we missed. However, there was a lot of games announced, so let's see just how fast we can get through all of this. TMNT Shredder's Revenge had a brand new update announced that will contain new characters and a new game mode. This DLC is slotted for sometime in 2023, so for anyone looking for a reason to pick up the game or hop back in, this may be it. Moving Out 2 finally has a release date of August 23rd, and this is really exciting for fans of the first game or anyone who just really wants another high quality Overcooked-like game, as it comes from the same studio and just has you moving furniture rather than chopping onions and tomatoes. The Mario Kart DLC was announced, and as with any time we mention this, if you're interested, you probably already know about it, but it comes with 1 new course and 3 new playable characters. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 was announced for October 19th. I played the first one a little bit with PS Plus, though admittedly not in split screen, and it was pretty fun. McKay absolutely loved watching and sitting with me as I played it, and to our great dismay, may have sworn when I crashed. But we've cleaned up our language since then, so hopefully it doesn't happen anymore. Super Mario Bros. Wonder looks fantastic and gives us a return to the Mario Bros. 2D games that I loved growing up and still love to this day. This is one we will definitely be picking up when it releases on October 20th. WarioWare Move It is coming out on November 3rd. This is another one that really excites us because despite how short it was, WarioWare Get It Together was one of the best co-op games that we played in 2021, and it's still one that we recommend to this day. So WarioWare Move It is another must-buy for us. Also on November 3rd, we will see Jumanji Wild Adventures playable everywhere. If I'm honest, this game looks pretty bad to me, but let me know your thoughts. I assume that it will support up to 4 players, and how often do you really get the chance to play as Jack Black? The Smurfs 2: The Prisoner of the Green Stone was announced for sometime in 2023. This showed very little gameplay and no co-op gameplay at all. However, the description does say that you'll be able to join a friend in co-op mode, so we'll just have to wait to hear more. TailQuest Pirates of the Caribbean is coming in 2024, and to be real, I kind of want to play it. I've been interested in the TailQuest games for a while and wanting to pick them up. I know that they have a lot of praise. We did not see any co-op gameplay, but the Steam page currently lists it as a shared split-screen game. Click on this playlist to find out about all of the brand new multiplayer releases this year. There's bound to be a couple that catch your fancy, and you're not going to want to miss them, so I will see you right over there.